Hey, it's Jeff from You Evolve Buffalo, and Form Check Friday, we're going to talk about the kettlebell swing. There's a lot of different variations to the kettlebell swing, but my preferred method of swinging a kettlebell is in the Russian style. There's another very popular way to swing the kettlebell is the American kettlebell swing, in which you take the bell over the top of the head, which I'll show you real quick. This would be an example of an American kettlebell swing. You would need to use a lighter weight. You're going to drive your hips back and you take that bell all the way up over the top of the head. Now that activates, not only does it activate a lot of the lower half of your body, but you get a lot of shoulders, upper back, and traps, which is fine. A couple of things I'm not crazy about with that is I think there's more effective ways to train the upper body. You're not putting your low back at risk. A lot of times I see people hyperextending, and if you don't use the proper amount of weight, sometimes if you're using something too light and you're just flailing your body around, you can be more prone to injury. So I prefer a heavier kettlebell in the Russian style, in which I'm not concerned with how high the bell comes. What I'm really concerned about is activating the hips, hamstrings, and glutes. So let me show you how to do this. I'm going to show you from both forward, and I'll show you profile as well. So we're going to take a sumo stance, wide feet, wider than the shoulders, toes slightly pointed out, but I'm not over exaggerating. I still want them slightly forward as well. So forward and out. Heavy bell. I like to pull my shoulders back, get everything tight to the body. Slight bend in my knees. I unhinge the hips, and then I swing my hips forward pretty violently so I can really contract my glutes. And again, notice how high that bell is not really coming. It's somewhere between my belly button and sternum. I really don't have much concern for how high the bell is going. I just want a nice chunk of weight to put some resistance into my backside. So let me show you from the side. I take my wide stance, wider than my shoulders. Slightly angle the toes, but they're still moving in that forward direction. Heavy bell, shoulders locked back, tight to the body, soft knees. I unhinge my hips, and then I thrust them forward. Pop, pop, pop. Notice how flat I keep my back. My arms are really not even leaving my body, not getting them way out here. I don't want to pull myself off my toes. I don't want to release that lower back, but I'm really able to contract those glutes every time that weight comes forward. It's very much a hinge motion. Now, one of the mistakes I often see are people turning these into squats. Taking that weight, instead of hinging back, they bend their knees and they pop up like that, putting a lot of unnecessary tension and stress into the knees instead of the larger, more powerful hip joint, which is going to activate the backside. So try to keep it out of those knees. We're not turning this into a quadricep exercise. So that's my tip for the kettlebell swing. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you get that posterior activation. And again, time and consistency. You'll kind of grease that groove of that hinge movement, and that'll come in handy on other exercises like your squat and deadlift as well.